But just introduction, just the foot movement, just the turning here, here, here. That's what I'm trying to introduce to them. Okay, but until they get comfortable with knowing boom, 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 you know, I just break it in segments.
When you're preparing for release, is it dipping it down to go low to high again, or is it still fairly level?
Shoulder. So it's always going to, the hip, the discus is actually going to stay close to my hip. All right, it's going to stay here. And as I bring it here, it's going to come here. If I very aggressive here, it's going to bring my shoulder here. Actually, when I deliver, I'm delivering it out here somewhere. But when I get here, it'll come up.
And all your hips down or the up? You're loading up?
In the discus, you start your preliminary winds. You go slow, so it's here, and my hip is going to come up here. I'm going to run to the middle. It's going to come here. So it's more, the orbit is like this. I mean, it's not a flat orbit. It's like turned down here. So when I come down here, yes, I'm coming down. As I get in front, it's coming back up. I'll show you in one of the videos here.
Yeah. In the back of the ring, the disc is low. In the front of the ring, the disc is high.
Yes. So it will come down, and then it will come back up. All right, so the orbit is on a tilt, like this. Okay, if you look at it. And that's it. Remember the three-dimensional view when you start looking at it realistically and you plot your XY, your imaginary XY, and you're looking at, oh, okay, it's going around this orbit, and it's slightly tilted. So yes, it is. A good question. Any other questions?
Yeah, looking at what you're demonstrating here, if I'm teaching the kids how to do the shot and discus, why wouldn't I just do the spins and leave it at that?
It's all based on what the skill set of your athlete is.
But I mean, if they can learn to spin, why not just do that in both the shot and discus instead of slide?
That's fine. That,
I
you
mean,
can do that.
is there any reason to
Right. So one difference is the shot can be taught at the 9 and 10-year-old level. You can't do disc till 14, at least in local clubs here at that. So
right.
You've got like 4 years there where they can do shot before they do disc.
But to introduce it to them at 8 years old is fine. They don't throw the discus, but they throw, they throw a plate, I don't care, a frisbee. I'll tell you something I did with my own kids. I have a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old, and an 8-year-old. No, 11, 10, and 8. Anyway, we had a hula hoop. And you know, they love doing the hula hoop and da-da-da-da-da. And so we were tossing the hula hoop as far as we could, slinging it. So what I introduced to them is the South African drill where I hopped in, turned it, and just to introduce them spinning and torquing. You know, no real rhyme or reason doing it, but they saw me do it, they did it. So they got more and more comfortable with it rather than trying to sling it from the side. So introducing it to them at a younger age, even though it's not a discus implement, is probably a good idea. And I understand we teach the glide from the early age, but we can start introducing them skill set wise. Like I was joking with her yesterday that she really needs to start teaching her athletes to throw above their head, not only just to get the feeling of the training, but learning full extension. So when they transition into Olympic movements, they're very comfortable in coming up here and catching. Things of that nature. So you guys, and I was serious, you guys as college, high school and club coaches set the colleges up for success based on your training regimens, because you're teaching proper movements from a very young age. So getting kids comfortable with throwing over their back and things of that nature, that's unnatural, really. But you introduce it, those skills come. And we can transfer them into whoop, whoop. You know, very, very accomplished athletes. So teaching the skills at a young age is a very, very good thing. It is a good idea to teach the young kids about spinning. But you believe it or not, you can just quarter turn, half turn, wheel, throw, and throw a softball. just from the side. You know, that's something different. It's different. Or cone, throw it as far as you can. And if you want to really emulate competition, you start measuring that stuff, and then you're telling them, okay, you own the 8-year-old record of cone throwing. iPod tossing, whatever you want to put in there, is just different ways that you can introduce skill at a very young age that's transferable to other skills later down the road. Because if you remember yesterday, kids only don't adapt to anaerobic lactate training. They don't adapt to it. So skill introduction, they adapt to it. And typically the kids that are blowing everybody away is because their skill set is better. Physiologically speaking, they're no more fit than the kid that's not blowing everybody away. But they just have skills that they've learned. So that's the best way. If you want to be a great coach of young athletes, teach them skills. Spend your time teaching them skills. You'll look like the smartest dude in the world. And you won't burn them out. Because that system isn't taxed. Or you're not even trying to create a system that's not even there. Or wasting your time. You're teaching them the skills that they need. So, good point, very good point. Any other questions about the rotation?